Hello everyone and welcome back to video number 3 of our SQL tutorial series. In this video, we are going to talk about a where clause. In the previous video, we have talked about a select clause and I hope that you have watched that video and did your practice. So in this video, we are going to talk about a where clause, and as you know that we are using this customer schema for our SQL queries. So these are the columns and that's the table of customer. So what is where clause? Actually, where clause in SQL is used to specify conditions. Like what that mean to specify condition. Let us say in the previous video we have talked about select clause. Like a select clause is used to select columns, and if right here a select clause is used to for columns, and we use from for the table, and here we used for the tables. And if we write about a where clause after the table, we can use here a where, and we specify some conditions like which columns we want to fetch. If we just run this line of code, it will going to select all the columns from the table, but where is for the restriction of columns, like which column we want to see in our records. So that's why we use where. No worry, as we go further in this video and we will solve, and when we will solve these questions, you will get a better understanding like how we are using where clause. Now for now, just remember this thing that where is used to specify conditions, and it places some restrictions on the records that we will select. Now in where clause we can also use some expressions like greater than, less than, equal to, and greater than, equal to. So by using this expression we can restrict our conditions, like as I've already told you that select is used for columns, and we use from for the table, like from which table we are going to select the record. And when we use where, let us say I'm saying here that I have written here a column 1. Let's say I have written here a column 1, and I'm writing here where column 1 is greater than 10. Now what will be happen here, like uh, all the column 1 will be selected from the table, but only those column will be shown in the record whose value is greater than 10. Not all the column 1, just those column 1 whose value is greater than 10. So you can write here like less than, you can write here greater than, equals to, you can write here less than, equal to. You can use any condition according to the requirements of the question. We will solve the real world questions, so you will get a better understanding. I'm just giving you some sample like how these things work. I'm just drawing, you can say, a sketch in your mind like how these conditions are working. Now if we move further, we can also use and, or not, like logical operators in our where clause to make more complex condition. Like I'm saying select columns, let's say I'm saying column 1 from any table. It can be any table. It's just I'm just showing here some condition, like I'm just showing you here some samples to make things easier for you. Where, let's say I'm saying column 1 is greater than 10, and I also want, now what this condition will do, this condition will select all the columns where the value is greater than 10, but I want those columns that came into the range of 10 and 20. So I am writing here like I will place here and where column 1 value is less than 20. So now they are only going to select those columns whose value is greater than 10, but at the same time the value is less than 20. So those columns will be get selected here. I'm applying some condition. So this when we can use or, and I'm also use here or, but or is not logical in this situation, so it doesn't make any sense, but we can use it according to our question as well. So that's we can use that's why we can use not, and or, and more logical operators. Basically these are three main logical operators. So when we can use a between, actually between is used same as like the combination of and the expressions I have already told you about above, but it makes query easier. Let's say if we take our above query again, like a column 1 from any table, from table, and I write here where. Now if I write what we do in the our previous query, we write here column 1 is greater than 10 and column 1 is less than 20, that we have just did in our above query here. And instead of that, we can make our work so easier by using between. We can simply write column 1 where the value is between. When the range is given, you can use between here. I can write here between 10 and 20. Now it's the same condition, but it become more simpler and more user friendly and easy to read. So that's where you can specify, that's where you can use between operator in your queries. So now let's solve these questions of real world question so you can understand the concepts more better. So try to answer this question. So the question number 1 is find all the customers whose e-wallet credit less than $50. That means we have to select all the customer. To select all the customer, we can simply write here select. We can simply write here select static. It will select all the customer, all the columns of all the customers. And from where we have to select that, we have to select from where we have to select from, customer. So we have to select from customer. And now see, we have select all the customer, find all the customer, and now we have to apply some conditions here written that whose e-wallet credit is less than $50. That means we have to select only those customers, we have to sort out only those customers whose e-wallet credits is less than $50. So we have to target this column of a customer. So we can write here a condition. For condition we write where clause, and after a where clause, which column we have to target, we have to target e-wallet. So I'm writing here e-wallet credit, yes, it's credits, it's actually credits, yeah, it's credits. So I have written e-wallet credit, what is written here, less than $50. So we have to write here less than $50. And if I place a semicolon here, if I run this command, you will see that I will only going to get those customer, only those customer whose e-wallet credit is less than 50. So if I run this command, you will see that here you can see that I am just getting customers whose e-wallet credit is less than 50. I'm not getting all the customer, just those customer whose e-wallet credit is just less than $50. And that's the way to use a where clause. It actually sort out the records. It decrease the number of records and it only shows the record that meet the condition. Now you can see that these e-wallet values are meeting this condition of less than $50. That's why they are showing us here. So the question number 2 is what he's saying here. It's a very simple question. Now see, now try to read the question in a way and write it down as you go through this question. So you can see here it's written there find the first name, last name and email. So which column we have to select? We have to select only, we have to select what? We have to select the first name, and we have, sorry, have to place a colon. So now I had right here last name, and what else I have to write? I have to write an email, and it's the email address, I think. So here you can see that it's email address. Yes, it's email address. So now I have selected, I have completed this much question. Find the first name, last name, email. I have selected all of those. From where we are selecting these columns, from our customer table. So I'm writing here a customer. So now I have selected all the customers first name, last name, and email. So our this we have solved the problem, and we have just solved the first line of this problem. So try to break down the problem into the pieces to solve it more efficiently. Now, which first name, last name, email address we need of customers? Only those customers who live in USA and their total spent is greater than $20. Now we have to apply where condition here, because we are not needed the name and email address of all the customer. Only those customer where the city, where the country, sorry, where the country is equals to USA. So we only selecting those customers who live in USA. So we have solved this problem. And now you can see and have total spent greater than $20. So that's mean the customer must be in USA, and their total spent and their total spent must and the total spent must be greater than $20. So we just need those people whose total spend is also more than $20. Now we have solved we have complete all this equation. Now if I run this command, you will see that what's the problem here? Unknown column first. Okay, sorry, it's a first name, not a first name. Sorry, my mistake. So it's the first name. So if I run this command again, you will see that. So yeah, so here you can see that I'm only getting the first name, last name, and email address of those people who lives in USA, and the spend total spend is greater than for $20. I'm just getting those customers from my query. So this way you can break down your big query into small steps. Now if we move forward in the next question, you can see that I have to find just the email of all those customers whose age is greater than 18, greater than or equal to 18, but their age must be less than or equals to 60. Now what I have to select, we have to select just email. I'm just selecting their email. So I'm just selecting their email address. So it's just their email address. Sorry, and it's what's wrong here? Okay, sorry. Email address, and we just have to select their email address. From which table? I have to select from a customer table. So I'm writing here a customer, sorry, from customer table, and I have to place a where condition here. Which column we have to target? We have to target their age. So their age, you can see here, the age must be greater than or equal to 18. So I'm writing here where age is greater than equals to 18, and you can see here greater than their age must be in the range between 18 and 60. So I have to write here I just have to write here 18, and I'm pressing enter here, and then I'm writing here and their age, and I'm writing here their age must be less than or equals to 16. So if I run this command, you will see that I got this result. I got the same result, but the problem is there is a one better way to run this command. You can see that I'm getting all those emails for all those people whose age is between 18 and 60. But there is a one better way to solve this query is to choose a between. You can simply write here where age is between the range of 18 and 60. So you will see that you will get the same result as before. If I execute this command, sorry, I have to select this command to run. So if I execute it, it's a better way to write a query. What will happen? You can see the results are same, but this query is become much more simpler, and it's simple and easy to understand, and it become more efficient as well. So these are the usage of a where clause. You can specify a condition. You can restrict your records when you apply this condition. So that's all for the where clause. So thanks for your time, and see you in the next video.